So what we've got here is 4 setups, and we're trying to create the setups properly from the start, because when you import this you won't have any of these. We usually start with the left, not the top. This was for a particular model we were trying to do. So we go up to the top here and we click setup. We're going to create the left setup here. Now these are like a checklist we need to fill out there, and also under the stock tab. Now for the stock, I generally start there because it's easier, and I select from solid because I've actually drawn up the CAD block. So then I can select our balsa stock block. Alright, heading back to the setup tab, we now go down sequentially. I select orientation and I go select Z and Y axes. Now we're doing the left hand side here, and so the Z will be vertical and in line with the left hand side pointing up. So I select the option and then I select this edge, and so the axis should be going up from there. The Y axis is going backwards along this plane this way, and so I select that one there. I maybe need to flip those, but it's easiest to see when it's in line with the origin. So I'm going to now go to the origin option and select model origin. Now this specified heaps of models automatically, and that wasn't very handy. So I'm going to double click on those to unselect them, and then left click and hold my mouse button over the body of the car to select it and the options, and I then select the car. And that happens to include my spigot. You may need to do the same thing to select your spigot as well. So now I need to double check actually what the Y and the Z orientations are here. And if it's the left hand side we want to machine, these are the wrong way round. They would be the correct way for the right hand side. So what I do is I go flip, flip. And so now it's in the correct orientation. That's called the work coordinate system. So we now need to select fixtures. That's the fixture there. That's the fixture there. And if I click OK, that is now the complete left setup. So I'm going to go left setup 1, just because I've already got another one. Now, what I would do is I would complete all of the setup stuff you need to do, like all of the toolpaths in one, and then I would duplicate it, and then you get the second one for free. So I'm going to select drill here because it's the first process we want to do, and once you've done that, you need to select the 2 holes we want to drill. Now we need to edit all of our toolpath options here, and that's done through this little pop-up window. So the first one we go to is tool. Now, if this is the first setup you've got, you will not have the correct tool. So you need to select, and then you'll probably need to press this button here, which says New Mill Tool. And then what you want to do is make sure these all say number 1, and then go through these tabs specifying the same information as what that one I'm using says. So if I open up my one, oops, I need to click Edit, not just right click. There you go. So under General, it's called a 6mm end ball mill. REA is the vendor. The cutter information, it's a ball mill. Make sure it is. Select the flutes, 2, carbide, no through coolant, millimeters, and then these details here are very, very critical. You've got to make sure you put them in correctly. Shaft, doesn't matter. Holder, we select the holder, and under the manufacturer sample, underneath the samples options, there's one called a BT 40 or BT 30 we want. Yeah. And so you just select that, and you can search it here. You can go BT 30, whatever, and find it. And that looks like that. Once you've done that, you've got speeds and feeds. Please make sure you have got the same as here. Ramp feed rate, lead out feed rate, lead in, cut in feed rate. This is all the speeds at which it will operate the machine. The only one that I need to change is this one to 1,000 for the plunge feed rate, or even 1,000. No, 1,000 is fine. So having done that, I select OK, and then this may need to do something, so yeah, that'll be fine. It won't have that pop up for you. The last thing I need to do now is just go through the rest of these. So we've selected 2 faces for holes, for our axle holes, and that's fine, but we need to specify the heights. So if you look from the side here, you can see that the green line probably needs to go further up above the block, because that's the actual process it's using to machine down. And also, currently it goes all the way to the bottom height, which is at the bottom of the hole. If it goes all that way, our cutter, if we simulate it, would actually go straight through our block, and that would be too bad, because so sad, because it would damage the machine. So obviously that's not what we want. What do I mean by that? Well, if I simulate it, it looks like this. If I specify stock and we go play, see how it goes highlighting red? It can go a little bit too low, and the collet here can smash into the block, which obviously isn't what we want. So the drill we have to specify a bit of information for. So we right click, we go edit, and all I'm going to do is go to the heights, and we're nearly done, everybody, and double check that we have got the top height isn't the whole top, it's the stock top, and that the bottom height isn't the whole bottom, it's the origin, because we don't want to go past halfway. We want to go, well, sorry, I said that again. We do want to go past halfway, but only just past halfway. So we're going to write in bottom height, and we're going to go -3, so it goes slightly lower there, but it doesn't go the whole way. And so if you click OK, you should now have codes which are yellow the whole way through, and that's what you want for your drill. And so now if I simulate that, we should find that we don't have a single red flash when we machine. It's perfectly green along that bottom line, which means the code doesn't make any breaks or crashes or anything else, which is what you want. So have a go at doing the drill setup. From there you can then start with the parallel setups which are in other videos.